Haven't been here in a second. Me oh my. No, I haven't been to this little talk room in a hot moment. Do we keep music off? I think we do. I think we just like chat. I think just the sound of our voices. Hey, or really low? That's fair. I could turn it really low. Is that better? Vivienne is not joining on camera. She's just going to be Discord audio. Already? Just to make sure that she's good to go. Let me... I was going to put this here for now. Oh, I put it up there. Ha ha ha. Wah ha ha. You better show some respect. Check your behavior. No one speaks to zest you that way. Yay. If you're just joining in, hello. Today's stream is sponsored by Prime Video. You can use the command Hazbin Hotel in chat or check out the pinned tweet to go watch the first season of Hazbin Hotel. And if you don't have an Amazon Prime account, you can get one by also clicking that second link in that pinned tweet. Yeah, get a little free trial and check out the show. This is really cool, by the way. I wasn't expecting this. Yeah, I know. Listen, I've been cooking things on the side. No, I'm really happy that this worked out. I'm very excited. I'm a big fan of the show, so it's very cool for me too. Yeah, okay, she's ready. Let's do this. Hello.
Oh.
Hi. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Of course. Hopefully my audio is okay. I have no idea.
No, you sound great. No worries at all. I can also adjust things from my end. So.
Perfect.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. It's been kind of a slower day, which is really nice.
Hey, awesome.
I can get some things done.
I know. I bet you've been super busy with the success of the show.
Oh yeah, it's been amazing. It's been seriously like the coolest thing in the world. But yes, it is. It has meant that things are much busier than they were before.
It's a good thing. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Can't complain. Well, chat, say hello to Vivienne Medrano, the creator of Hazbin Hotel. Very excited to have you on stream. Yeah, chat, say hello. They're saying hi. I'm not sure if you pulled up stream. You don't have to.
I do not have it up, unfortunately.
No worries. They're sending their love.
I will assume. Yes, I'm sending my love back. Thank you guys so much. I love to be here.
Yeah. Very excited to have you. I am a huge fan of this show myself, so this was really awesome to have be put together. I am a huge.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Huge music fan, so I loved the songs, and I was there at the premiere as well, so I got to watch the episodes early as well.
Oh, amazing. Yes, no, thank you so much for coming to that. That was a very special event.
Yeah, it was really well done. It was just really cool to hear all the songs and stuff early, and
yes,
it was really great. I mean, my friends were loving the Serpentis moments. We were like, this character's like adorable.
Yes, he's very adorable. He grew on me when we were making the pilot. You know, he was just a zany villain that I didn't think would be like a massive part of the show, and then I kind of just loved him a lot. I love to draw him. I like to think about him. He's just a fun character, and I was like, you know what? I think he's going to be a bigger part of the actual show, and then he ended up kind of becoming like the heart of the show in some ways. So.
I know, you fall in love with him and you're like, oh my god, if anything happens to this character, I'm gonna I know his like googly eyes, his like sad little like when the camera like tight zooms in on his little eyes, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
He's one of my faves. Though I also love Lucifer. He's one of my favorites as well.
Lucifer is definitely one of my top favorites. I
Oh,
really
yeah?
like him. Yeah, he's I'm very biased. He's a lot of tropes that I like kind of in one character.
Yep.
And I just really like zany, bright, kind of silly dad characters. And he's kind of also got the like, you know, like for lack of better word, the Tumblr sexy manness of it. Which is just what I actually, you know what? I don't even want to call it that because my favorite character ever is Jack Skellington. I think it's just all of my like quote Tumblr sexy man characters are just different degrees of Jack Skellington. That's really what it is.
I love it though. It's like morphed into like the supreme character now. Yeah. The supreme dad.
I've just embraced it because like that's what everyone always says about those characters. It's like Lucifer and Alistair and Vox and you know characters like that. I'm just like just to me it's just flavors of Jack Skellington. Just look at it. That's
I actually love that. I love his Lucifer has these little zingers that make me crack up. Like he has this one line that Chat was saying earlier. They're like, "Take that, depression."
Yes.
He has great little zingers. I wanted to ask you, what are your favorite one-liners in this show? Because like that's some of my favorite writing is the one-liners that make you laugh.
Oh man, there's so many really good ones, and I feel like I'm really bad at remembering them because you know just thinking back on the show feels like a big jumbly mess. I go to Susan a lot because I think it's really funny. Like I know this isn't a one-liner, but I just really like when Rosie and Alistair say Susan in unison because they're just like, yep. I don't know why I think about like whenever someone's like, what's a one-liner? I'm like, well, here's a one word. It's that.
The delivery. I feel like the delivery sells the line.
The delivery.
Yep.
Yes, they were so funny with it. I love it.
Everyone does a great job with it. Chat is saying wait, what did I say? To the I'm going to fuck you.
I loved that was a me joke. I really liked writing that, and Jeremy delivered it exactly the way I wanted him to. I was like, it should be like a one of those like kind of over the shoulder, like what?
Yeah.
Oh, like what did I say? Yeah, like
so chill, so unbothered.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did it perfect. It was so good. I was like, this joke only works with that.
Yes, yeah. That's what I was saying. I was like, delivery really just sells it. Yeah, I love what did I say? And then instant action. It's so good.
Yeah, a lot of the way we write on the show is really like dependent on delivery. So me and Richard, like we, you know, obviously I usually know the intention, so I can bring that into the recording booth. But like, it's, you know, and then there's also ones that weren't written as jokes and are made jokes because of the delivery. So it's always really fun. Like, you know, obviously there's a lot of cursing in the show and a lot of it's written to be very natural, but you know, it's over accentuated because the actor will just say the curse word really, really funny. And it's like, okay, well now it's a joke.
I love that. As a voice actor myself, I love when we get to play around in the booth. So I can only imagine the fun that you guys had like in the booth in the sessions.
It was so fun. Yeah, it's a great cast, and we really encourage people to bring something to it, especially during like things where there is more like free improv with like Walla and stuff like that. Like we find so much fun stuff in that.
No, I love it. Oh, that makes it like so much more real and just flows. Doesn't feel so scripted. It feels more natural. I love that. Hey. Okay, I know Chat is super excited. I was asking them like, what questions do you want to ask Vivienne when she gets here? But I wanted to ask you, let's see. Okay. We're getting into, I've already warned Chat that this stream will be a lot of spoilers.
Yes.
I know I've been these last couple of weeks I've been like wanting to talk about like the Serpentis stuff, but I've been like, no, I'll wait till you guys finish it. But this is the perfect stream for me to finally unleash these spoilers and chat about them.
Absolutely.
I wanted to talk about, since he is one of our collective favorite characters, it seems, what was the decision behind Serpentis being the first redeemed sinner? I would love to talk about that kind of reveal in that last episode.
Yeah, it was really just Pentious always was the character that came into the hotel that I knew, you know, like was probably the easiest to take out without, you know, major story conflicts later down the line. So he was always like the perfect candidate for that, but it kind of worked out perfectly because it was felt kind of by a lot of creative parties that a character should be redeemed in the first season. Because I think originally, you know, obviously like with the hope that the show would go on, which there was no guarantee at the time where we wrote this season, you know, I would have wanted maybe to like wait a little bit and like explore it a little bit longer, but I actually think it works really well to have that be the big like oh shit of season 1, because you know it obviously opens the door so much for season 2 and kind of different ways of moving forward after that. So it made sense to me. And then when we were looking at, you know, the characters, like obviously, you know, it really affects the story to have a character in heaven and not in hell for, you know, the next season. And for me, Pentious just made the most sense. He is a very innocent, in a lot of ways, character. He is not one of the worst, you know, in terms of characters. He has a lot of redeemable qualities as well as his negative qualities, and something I'm excited to get into in season 2, which obviously I can't talk too much about, but we explore a little bit of what exactly got him to hell and like what exactly his flaws really were, because we obviously see him be a, you know, a silly villain, but we don't necessarily know what, you know, is that what got him there or what, you know, we don't exactly know. So so he's a character though where I'm really interested and excited for people to see, you know, that a little bit more about him and what kind of led him there. And also just for me, it just was the most fun character to kind of bring out of the main group, because it would affect the main group so heavily, because he is kind of such a lovable like silly goofball character. He's so like kind of immediately lovable, and he has kind of this awkward like I like having friends now attitude, you know, that it was like the almost like worst one to take away, you know. And I was like, that's extra like perfect. Like I'm like this is a character that his absence is going to be felt by the rest of the characters, and you know, that's something that I think also made it make sense to focus on him for that.
100%. I think the audience as well, because there's quite a long gap in between him sacrificing himself in that last battle and then him appearing in heaven. So you as an audience member are like, no, like what? Like, no, we lost him. But then the elation that happens once you see that he's alive, but like in a different form up in heaven, you're like, oh my God, yeah. It's so good.
I really was glad to give a little bit of time to that, because like, I wanted like, and it's funny too, because, you know, we had to kind of gamble on his death being as brief and as comedic as it was, because, you know, if you don't know that he's still alive, that is a very anticlimactic death. But to me, I was like, well, they'll find out. And I think it's funny. So we're just gonna. So it was like his death being so quick and unceremonious just to me made sense. Like I was like, yes, he's doing this big grand gesture, but Adam is far more powerful than him and can just swipe him off the face of the earth, and so he will. And I think that's just really funny. Like I found that to be a really fun moment. But then obviously it only exists because he is still alive, because otherwise we would have really wanted to give him a better better
I was like, that can't be it. No way. It was great though. It was perfectly also paralleled with the audience. Like at least me, I was like, maybe it'll be Angel who's redeemed because of the song and like the whole court case. But it was beautiful that was kind of like a red herring almost, where you believe that and then you're like, wait, no. It was really wonderfully done.
Thank you.
But yeah, I would love to talk about some of the other amazing talent that is in this show. Truly, like the entire cast is just stars. And I think that's so incredible, especially that they are their singing counterparts and their acting counterparts in the season 1. I think it's so amazing to have that fluidity from the speaking to the singing lines. Really, really incredible. Yeah. And huge shout out to Erica Henningsen, Amir Talai, Blake Roman, Jessica Vosk, Joel Perez. They were all actors at the SCAD, which I watched some of those the interviews that you guys had. Also, I loved your sweatshirt with the apples. That was so cute.
Thank you.
I was like, this is a nice touch.
Sweater.
It was great. I was like, I see you. But yeah, I would love to talk about how it was to work with them and get them all in the booth. I'm not sure if you guys like recorded separately or together, or how that was, just to have all of those incredible talents kind of jump in.
Yeah, everything was individual. We have not had a joint session for this show as of yet, and I think the chemistry of everybody is a testament to not only their talent as voice actors, but also Richard Horvitz, who's the voice director of the show, and the fact that he's he acts with them and he retains some of the personality from other actors, to kind of get the closest to a read together as possible. I think that makes a huge amount of difference. And also just in general, like, I mean, obviously I'm a massive musical theater fan, so same. Yes, which is how I am familiar with a lot of voices, because I've heard a lot of soundtracks and I'm like, wow, that voice is really distinct and that voice is really unique. And I've also seen shows live and found people through that. Like one of my she ended up on the cast recording, but I fell in love with Patina Miller through seeing her live in Pippin when I was younger. And it was like, things like that. Christian Borle's another one that like I didn't get to see live for a very long time, but he's just all over soundtracks and was very familiar with his voice. So, it's amazing to get to work with people that I was already familiar with or a fan of, but I can't like gush enough about how much talent there is for voice acting in the Broadway world. Like, it's such a shared universe, I feel like, theater and VO specifically, because you have to kind of exaggerate your voice in a way that you don't normally for like normal TV and film. And I think that's something that like is shared, and I think it's really cool. And I think that obviously singing was an enormous element of the show, and I was very, not only for like budget reasons, which there very much were budget reasons to have the cast sing for their own characters, but just in general, I feel like it's just so much more natural. And especially when you have the ability to have a brilliant singer who also is a brilliant voice actor.
Yes.
It just makes perfect sense. So to me, that's why I think we ended up with so many Broadway people. It wasn't just the desire to have Broadway people in a musical show. It was also just that they were just authentically the most qualified for that particular role.
I love that though.
So it made the most sense,
Yeah, no, I love how fluid it sounds. It just sounds, I was like, I mean, I knew it was going to sound amazing, but I was shocked by like, it sounds so good. And the soundtrack has been like my new, like, if I'm going on a long drive anthem, I'm like blasting those songs.
They are such catchy songs. Like I love the soundtrack. Obviously cannot take credit for that. That's the amazing Sam and Andrew, but like, yeah, they are bangers. Like, and it's really, really, really cool to hear. And so glad that people are enjoying them, because, we had them just as like, I just had them as files. So I would just listen to them all the time. And I was just like, man, oh, these songs are so good. And now they're in the world and people like enjoying them. I'm like, yes, okay, I was right. These are good songs.
I know it's popping off. They're all over like my TikTok feed, like cosplayers and people using them. So I'm so happy by the success.
So great.
I know, by the success of the show. And I think it's so cool that because this has blown up and done so incredibly, that you're able to pull in your loves from music theater. I think that's so cool. That you're at a position now where you can do that. I think that's so much fun, and it's great to witness as a fan.
Yeah, it's been very cool, and everybody in the cast have been incredible to work with, and it's great. Yeah, I was watching some of the interviews from the SCAD like TV, like the interviews that were online. And I just love the energy that the cast has while like talking back and forth. That's like a huge thing I look for when I'm like falling into a show. I'm like, I want to see how the cast, like their what's it called, their how they talk to each other, like that chemistry. And it was so amazing to see that the chemistry is so strong, and I think that reflects so much on the show. So that was just really cool to see. Yeah, I look out for that. Absolutely, I agree. I'm very honored, because I feel like I've got really lucky with both casts of both my shows. They are so they're such incredible people, alongside being incredibly talented. Like, it's it feels like it feels like little families, like, and there's so many people that I've worked with across both shows that I'm like, I love working with these people, and I, you know, it's very, very, it's a delight. I love being around them and seeing them, how much they're enjoying the show and all the love. It's great.
I love that. A found family in hell.
Yes.
Love it. Love it. Okay, I have some really interesting questions that I have popped up that I've been writing down and seeing where I can pop them in, because I'm just curious myself. We're talking about a lot of the songs. They are definitely my go-to karaoke in my car. And I would love to hear maybe which song you would love to sing at karaoke. Doesn't have to be your favorite, but which one do you think, if you had to choose a song and sing it at karaoke?
Man. I think one of the most fun songs, and it's also one of my favorites, is Respectless. I just like it kind of just became, it feels like a song where two people can just have fun singing it at karaoke, because especially with how like powerful Carmilla comes in with, like, we on production end, so that's probably the song we like quote and like kind of like repeat the most. Like, we're just like, you gotta show some respect. Like, we just would do that all the time in meetings. Like, we're just coming in like really
I love the little like, oops, did I strike a nerve? It's so good.
Yeah, it's so catchy. It's such a good, and then like, you know, the song itself is just a banger, and it's like so fun. That was one of the songs that when Sam and Andrew gave me the demo, I was like, there's no notes on this one. This one's done.
Wait, that's done. So amazing.
Yeah, I was like, this is great. They kind of knocked it out of the park like first try on that one.
A bop. Yeah, that's like one of the very first like songs that really caught me in the beginning too. I was like, wait a second, all of these songs are so good. And then we still had so many more episodes with incredible songs. I think my favorite is Hell's Greatest Dad. I was ranking the songs earlier, which was
like that one
hard.
A lot.
Yeah.
I do really like that one.
It's so good. I love a little ha at the beginning from Lucifer.
Yes.
It's so good.
Yeah. Oh my God. Jeremy is amazing. He's such a brilliant singer. And that one's also fun because he kind of he has so much fun with it. He does so many like silly voices on it, and it's great. It's great.
I know, the whack bam boom. It cracked me up. I was like, this is amazing. And there's so many little details in that song as well. Like, you could go frame by frame and see new things every time you watch it. I absolutely love like seeing little Easter eggs and like things like that. Chat and I were talking about like details in some of the songs as well. But I'd love to ask if you have any favorite Easter eggs that were put in the show that maybe like people who have been watching haven't seen yet, things that you can talk about, obviously.
Oh man, I feel like there are some really fun ones. Obviously there's like some really subtle little tiny Easter eggs between Helva and Hazbin, which is really fun. One of them, I'm trying to think of like a fun, one that's kind of fun that people picked up on that's pretty obvious is that in Hell of a Boss, there are kind of mass-produced robots called RoboFizzes. And in Hazbin, technically there is one where Valentino's like little, like, I guess assistant or like little servant is a RoboFizz that has been like custom made for him.
Wait,
and
that's
I thought
so
that
cute.
was a really I thought that was like a really cute, because it's kind of its own original character, but it's like in universe tied in with this thing that exists more and has in Hell of a Boss, which is, I was like, yeah, that's a little Easter egg, because you don't really need that scene Hell of a Boss to just be like, oh yeah, this is like a little robot like assistant, you know.
I love the universe colliding between the two shows.
Yeah, most of the like best Easter eggs to me are things that kind of subtly imply that. The other fun one was a pseudo animation error. It wasn't an animation error, but it was like just something that just kind of slipped through the cracks in animation from board to final. But it was an addict. Valentino, there's a shot where he's supposed to be like counting a stack of bills in the limo, and in the animation, for some reason, it ended up only being like 3 like bills in his hand, and it doesn't really look like he's doing anything. He's just looking at them. And so it's not an error. It was just the way the shot got translated, and we just didn't catch it in time. Like, oh wait, he was supposed to be counting an entire stack of bills here. And so in the show, we have dialogue of Angel joking about how he can't count like 3 bills.
I have $3.
That was us like roasting ourselves because the audience had like found that and been like, that's really funny. Why is he looking at these 3 bills and
Wait, I love that. I'm a huge advocate of like having mistakes and making them like canon, like in like
yeah. I like making them into jokes.
Yes,
there's
exactly.
a lot of dialogue that comes from weird comments we've gotten, and it's just like, okay, like we're gonna make that a joke. Like,
yep.
There's a lot of that in the show. So if you hear something that's like feels like targeted, it probably is.
No, I love like, because you like, it's like, what are jokes if we're not laughing at them? Like we gotta laugh at ourselves first,
Oh yeah, we love laughing at ourselves and laughing at like things that are said about the show and stuff like that.
One of my favorite things is like, because there's always so many comments of like all the cursing, which I personally love, but I love the tip jar interviews that you guys did of like
I love that.
the actors like cursing as much as possible. Chad, if you haven't seen these amazing interviews of a bunch of the cast trying to curse as much as possible to explain their characters, and it's like they have like a little like curse jar.
It's so funny.
So funny.
Joel's is the funniest one. It's like so like him describing Valentino is like kills me. Yeah, it's really funny. I love cursing. Like I'm somebody who curses very liberally. I also, a lot of the media I consume also curses very liberally.
Same.
Like I'm a big fan of The Boys. I'm a big fan of Seth Rogen and just I don't know, like a lot of like series like like South Park, things that like cursing isn't so much the punchline as much as it's just the way the characters speak. And so I write like that a lot. Helva is very guilty of it because Blitz, the main character, is like the most potty mouth character ever. So there's just a string of obscenities from him constantly. And then with Hazbin, it's a lot of like Angel and Husk and Vox and like characters like that, Valentino especially, like who are just very, very, just a lot of obscenities. Because I just think it's fun if characters kind of talk very naturally, and a lot of people, especially very like kind of no nonsense, don't give a shit people, are very naturally, just have a lot of color in their language. And so to me, it was very natural. But I have like kind of maybe figured out why people think cursing is as like forefront as they do. I think it's because the style of the show is so cartoony that you're not like you're used to hearing a South Park character say fuck every 5 seconds, but you're not used to a character who looks like Charlie saying fuck at all. Right. So I feel like that's why it feels like there's more cursing than there actually is in the show. But that said, I think it's really fun that Amazon has kind of chosen to embrace the cursing. Because I'm like, yes, like, yeah, let's do it. Fuck it. Like,
I love it.
I curse all the time and I love it. Like it just is fun. I don't feel like it's a substitute for humor, but I also just genuinely think that cursing is fun. And I think characters being able to express very freely is fun. And then also sometimes the delivery of the curses is like the funniest thing I've ever heard,
Yep.
So for all those reasons, I think that the cursing in the show is very much a part of its identity. And I like, I like things that curse, so I love it.
Same.
I'm not going to change.
No, me too. No, I love it. I feel like it feels like just my friends talking. Like it feels very natural. Like
exactly.
Like fuck is my favorite word. It's a verb. It's a noun. It's an adjective. It's it's so usable in every sentence.
It is, exactly. And so it just is the right word sometimes.
There's a scene in the first episode where Charlie's like running down the street. It's right before her very first song. And one of the characters goes like, "Where is she?" And someone goes, "That bitch is halfway down the street by now." And I laughed so loud. I was like, "Oh my God, that was so good. It was delivered so well." It felt like it was almost like kind of like an outtake almost, like the actor like said, because it just felt so natural.
That one was Blake. That was Blake as Angel. Angel, and that was so good.
Oh, it sounds so good. I love Blake Roman is so good as Angel. I love him so much.
He's so good. He's incredible, and he's such a sweetie. It's great.
Yeah, I've been loving watching the live performances of them too. I was binging a lot of the interviews and behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, they're all incredible. Love it. Oh, I'm so excited. Let's see. Ooh, this is a good one since chat's asking so many questions and I'm unfortunately ignoring them. Sorry, chat. But I wanted to ask you what most surprised you about the fans' reactions to the show. Like, did you expect it to blow up like this? Like, what like, do you have any funny stories of like, or things that like really surprised you about fans reacting to the show?
When the pilot first came out, obviously it blew up in a way that I was not expecting. And I was like, holy shit, like, wow, people like it's one thing where when you make something, like, I already had an audience for Hazbin when I was making the pilot, so I knew those people would enjoy it. I was like, there's gonna be like a little, like my kind of audience is gonna enjoy this, and hopefully I'll be able to make more. And when the pilot came out and it blew up to a degree that I had never seen, and I was like, whoa, like it went past that audience, it found a new audience, and it became this huge fandom, and it was insane. And for the series, it was kind of similar because like I mean it had a different pressure, because I was like, holy shit, people have waited close to 5 years or even 5 years for this. I hope it delivers. We've been working so hard on it. And I really felt it did. Like, I was like, you know what, for what we were given and for what we did, I think this is like the best possible, first outing, right? I felt like the scripts were really tight. Everything flows. Like, if you watch the season together, especially like a binge kind of watch, it all kind of fits together and works, I was very proud of it, but there is an element of, that's 5 years of expectancy. What if people don't like that it's a story? What if people don't like the characters anymore? What if people think they're too different? Like, there's a new cast. Like, there was so many things about the series that I was like, really like, oh gosh, like I really hope it lives up to it, or at least people enjoy what it is, right? And so when it came out and it was kind of a similar explosion, and it did just as well as the pilot, if not better, I don't really know how to judge those metrics, but I'm honored. And it did the same thing where it found a new audience, it found new people. It's this show is more broadly distributed, so it's like it's in more languages, it's more worldwide. It's all those things I think about it made it so much more like new for people. And it really was also written because the first episode was a challenge, because I didn't want to repeat the pilot for a lot of reasons. The biggest being that I didn't want one of our precious episode count to be retelling of the exact same story as if people had already seen. So I wanted it to be a continuation, but it also had to do kind of the same job. It had to set up the same information and reestablish the same characters, while also, introducing a new character and a new story and continuing on. So that episode feels like the most mixed, because it's half for old school fans who've relied, we rely on having seen the pilot, and then it's half for new audiences who've never seen the show before, and what I mean. So it's kind of this like challenging bag, like mixed bag, I feel, for that first episode. But I love that the show was able to like find like a proper, like a new audience that now is like, oh, we know what the show is. And then for the fans who've waited all this time and like we're anticipating it, to see them get, because I tried to put as much like little Easter eggs of characters that people in the only the fandom would know, and like things like that. Like, I tried to make it like as fun of a treat for like the really deep, hardcore fans who've been waiting forever, as well as make a show that is a fresh new thing that is perfect for people to come into. And I was really happy, because obviously working on the show, my family and stuff, I would show them, and they aren't particularly animation, like, you know, fans and animation specific people, and they were able to follow it and understand it, and everything was clear, and I was like, whoa, like that's so yay, like okay, good, it works for people, you know. And that's that to me has been really cool to see people that I wouldn't normally, like, not usual animation fans.
It transcends beyond your targeted audience, which I think is every creator's dream.
Exactly. Yes. It's been amazing to see. I love that.
I love it. Oh my God. And my favorite's been seeing all the fan works and fan theories and cosplayers and original songs inspired by this show. I think it's so incredible that you can build a world that inspires other creatives to kind of add on to it in their own way. I've been loving that. I mean, 4 years ago when I watched the pilot, which, by the way, it's almost at 100 million views, which is insane. Congratulations!
I saw that and I was like, oh my god! Like, whoa.
I was like, dang. A friend and I did an original song inspired by the show because it was just so cool to see the world.
I might have heard that. Yeah, like, that's incredible.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. It popped off in a way.
I'm gonna go listen.
Oh yeah, it's called One Hell of a Team. We had a lot of fun with it. But yeah,
amazing.
It popped off in a way that we didn't think it would, because it's original, but it's inspired by the show, and I think it was really cool to see fans' reaction to that. And it was really fun to like go through the comments and see like fan theories and ideas, or what they took away from the show, or what characters they felt like they saw a part of themselves in. And I wanted to ask, were there any like fan theories or ideas from the pilot that influenced changes in like the season 1 show that's now on Prime Video?
So nothing ever influenced from the fandom past like, oh, people like this character,
Gotcha.
Maybe we should include them more and stuff like that. But mostly just like not so much because you know, the fans are incredibly like creative and fun. Firstly, one, we can't take from that, and secondly, we also, like, for me, the benefit to working on this show for so long has been that I've actually had all these years to come up with the story and come up with where it goes. And obviously things shift, like when you get into the writing room and, you know, you've got a whole group of creative people in one place and you're kind of trying to figure out how to like actually facilitate the story. You know, things shift around and we figure out better ways to do certain things and stuff like that. But the overall roadmap and like where the show goes and the twists and turns and stuff are already kind of locked in.
Gotcha.
So what's cool about the theories to me are kind of more that people are very good at picking up on what we do put down. Because with the pilot too, I mean, even though the pilot has some non-canonist too, I mean, obviously, like in a perfect world, I would remake it fully with the canon of the series, like fully 100%, like any of the accidental non-canon stuff would be out of it. But for the most part, it holds up pretty well in relation to the series. So that's why I'm like, yeah, it's fine. There's like little things, but you know, for the most part, the world is pretty like correct to what the series will be. But it's cool because, you know, even in the pilot, you know, we laid down some things that were obviously going to be, you know, part of the show, and you know, people picked up on those, and some of those like manifested in the real season, and I was so fun. Like, for example, one of them was the Vaggie angel of it all.
Yeah,
that was a big fan theory for a while, and it's because it's kind of obvious in some ways. And it was funny though, because there was so much misinformation about Vaggie, because she's gone through so much development, and I've had these characters for so long that there's so much information, like, oh, she died in the 80s, she's this, she's that, she's the, you know, like there was no, so I think there was so much like old information that nobody really like was sure whether or not she was still a sinner or if she was an angel or like what she was. But that was one that we started to lay into the pilot, and in the series became obviously like more obvious, and that became a theory that was like proven correct because people picked up on what we kind of put down, right? I love that. Like, my favorite part of it is that there's already people who are like guessing very far off like things, and I'm
love
like,
that.
oh, and it's funny because some of them are like, wouldn't it be funny if this happened? And I'm like, yeah, wouldn't it be funny?
You're like, that'd be really hysterical. I was gonna ask if you've seen any questions that like, or any like comments or like theories that people have like actually hit the nail on the head. So that's actually hysterical.
Oh yeah, there absolutely are. Obviously, I will never confirm which ones
of course.
are that. And sometimes I try to throw people off the scent by like liking something that's very wrong.
Oh,
But
I love it.
Yeah, so I'm a little sneaky. Trust me, guys, I see it. So sometimes I like things that are like, oh, you're getting close, and then sometimes I like things that are relatively far off but are a fun idea, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I didn't think about it like that, and it's not accurate, but
the deception.
You know, it's cool.
I love it. No, I love it. I'm definitely that person that is like that meme of the guy with the board and the red string is going everywhere. Yeah, I'm like, well, what if this and then this and then that? So
I love it. No, I'm the same way, because I remember when I was younger watching media like this that I was like, oh my God, like what if this, and like, like I know that feeling, and I love, having a show that people care enough about to like think about in a lot of detail and try to figure out. So I'm so like, I'm so honored by that, and I try, obviously, like, the story is set, and I'm very like, very very like, don't change your story. Like I think it was the guy who wrote Game of Thrones had a very like famous quote about that, where it's like, even if someone figures out your story, you should not change it,
right?
Because you think that makes it predictable. That's not, you're gonna ruin your story.
Right.
If that's your story, it's your story. You just gotta tell it. So I'm very much minded with that, but I'm very honored when people pick up enough on the characters to kind of know what's gonna happen. I'm like, whoa, you know these characters well enough to kind of figure out where their story might be heading, and that's really cool.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, the characters are so huge to them that they can kind of see a roadmap of their own. I love that. I think that's what makes it a beautiful story, that you can. Not that characters are predictable, but that you can kind of surmise, you can kind of put yourself in that character's shoes and be like, what would happen if I was this character? I think that's just I can't think of the word, but it's just a symbol of creating a very fleshed out character that the audience can put themselves in their shoes. I think it's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Well, I see many questions about season 2, and I know you cannot speak much about it, but what are you possibly most excited about season 2, or at least what can you tell us about season 2 so that people stop? People are like just asking about season 2 constantly.
I know. I'm so excited, obviously, that people are excited for season 2. Obviously, I cannot say too much about it. I think the most that we kind of allude to, that I think has been like kind of my default safest thing to say about it, is that obviously at the end of season 1 we kind of tee up that the V's are going to be up to no good next season. Ooh. And so the safest thing that I can say is that season 2 has a much bigger focus on the V's as antagonists, and specifically Vox. Because I really like giving all the V's a kind of spotlight to be like a villain, and this is kind of his time. So it's going to be a very Vox V's heavy season.
Oh, I'm
very excited for that. Yeah,
I love his song.
I was very happy to see how much people liked them the first season. I was like, oh yay, people like them.
Oh, I love how loud they are as characters. Not loud, but like they're very bold characters, and I love that they're, even if they're a part of this group, that they all stand out individually. Ooh, I can't wait to see what happens with Fox. It's gonna be great. His song was great. Love his voice.
His song with Alistair was such a fun song.
Yes.
Like, I love it.
So good. Ooh, I'm very, very excited. Well, hopefully that calmed chat down. And they can stop asking.
You have something. You have something.
A little treat to hang over their heads to get them excited. Oh man, I'm so stoked. It's gonna be I can't wait to see where the story goes, and you've created such a wonderful world for me and for everybody else. So thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah.
I'm so honored by that. Yeah. I'm so happy that you enjoy it. I'm so honored that anyone enjoys it. It's been, because obviously these characters matter so much to me, and I think about them so constantly, that they're so, so much a part of, me, and also like I know where their story goes, and I get like like a fan, I get excited. I'm like, oh my God, I want to see that scene. Like, I want to see this moment happen, you know? And so the fact that I can see other people with that same kind of energy towards the character, I'm like, oh, it's a very wonderful feeling as somebody who tells stories and has characters.
Yeah. And as someone who's created these characters for so long, like I know that you've been kind of, these characters have been with you for so long. So I think it's amazing to be able to maybe sit back and enjoy the show. You're like, it's, I mean, not that it's done, but you're like, wow, I can really enjoy them from this perspective now.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, they're not just in here, they're out in the world now.
Exactly.
When did it kind of hit you? When, like, you know, seeing that the show has exploded, was there a moment in time where you were like, wait a second, this is more than just a story that I've created for me? Like, was there a moment in time?
It was probably after the pilot. Like, that was when the fandom first kind of manifested, and I saw the, you know, like, there was fan songs, there was cosplays, there was, like, you know, all this amazing, incredible fan art. Like, it was like, and then, you know, even though I can't really read any fan fiction, but like knowing how much there is, we absolutely look at how much there is, and it's like, wow, there's so much. Like, there's so much. Like, it's like incredible to me. Like, I'm so blown away by it. And yeah, it was definitely at some point after the pilot. But it's only, you know, like, there's just been basically like a second wave of that with the series, and I'm that, like, for me, like, it's been like for example, seeing like influencers doing like someone I saw recently was, I'm not on TikTok, but someone shared with me that there's someone doing like ASL translations of all the songs, and I'm like, that's so cool. Like, I don't know, like, things like that I'm like, these are like amazing, cool influencers are like seeing the show and like doing these like amazing like covers and these amazing like things with it. Like, I don't know, like, that feels kind of new, like, because it was such a like intimate fandom before, and now it's like such a broad, like, there's a lot of mental health people talking about the show and like you know, like reacting and reviewing and stuff like that, and that's so cool. Like, I'm like, this is so like beyond the normal scope, right? It also was fun to see the always funny kind of more extreme alt-right really react to the show for the first time, because they haven't really known about my stuff for a while. It's always been hellish and it's always been very gay, and you know, now that the show's on Prime, it's like, oh, Ben Shapiro noticed us now, yay! Like, that's
so cool. Transcending across genres, I love it.
Yeah, it's been hilarious. So, you know, like, it's been great. Like, it's been such a big like boom, you know, and it's been like a very incredible, like, humbling experience to know it's that, like, that's how I knew it was like, okay, it's in the world now.
Yeah.
Like,
you're like, it's out there, it's big. Oh no,
people are talking about us now. So, like, oh boy. So, you know, it's like, it's very surreal to me, but I'm so honored by it.
Well, I'm so excited for what the future holds, and thank you so much for taking the time to chat. Is there anything else that I maybe missed that you've been dying to let fans know, or anything?
Oh man, probably not not off the top of my head.
Yeah, no worries.
But this has been like so fun, and like I'm so honored that you like the show, and I just actually here's a question, like for the stream, was it you watching the show, or was it like ranking, or like what was the stream beforehand?
Oh, like for today?
Yeah.
You are the main.
Oh my God, amazing.
It's you. You're the main slice of cake here.
Amazing. Well, thank you.
No, but we were ranking some of the songs earlier, because like I've been singing the songs on stream for like weeks now, just as like a little like shuffle jukebox in my head. Like, some of the songs just have such catchy little hooks that I just keep singing them. And so
absolutely.
Yeah, so when this stream became a possibility, I obviously couldn't talk about it until it was announced, but I was like, we might be cooking something. I don't know. Like, I'm excited for it. So it's been leading up to this for sure. But yeah, we were ranking some of the songs earlier, not like on like what is best, but like my personal favorites, and that was pretty fun.
Favorite. I mean, everyone has that list. I have that list. Like it's totally fun.
Are you able to share your list at all?
Oh, you know what? I wonder if I can't. Like,
maybe just like some of your some ones that
my top ones. Yeah, my top ones are definitely. Man, like I try to go because like they change all the time because sometimes I'm like I'm really in the mood for like Out for Love, and then sometimes I'm like I'm really in the mood for like Stay
Out
Gone.
for Love is so good.
Out for Love is so good. I put that one pretty far up my list, but yeah, I think Hell's Greatest Dad is always pretty at the top. I like the zanier, bouncier songs, so I really like. I also like Loser Baby. I also like Poison. But I think I like Carmilla's songs a lot. I put like Respectless and Out for Love like pretty high on the list because they're so catchy.
Yeah.
There's so many good songs.
Yeah, Out for Love threw me off because the style was so different from all the other songs, but I loved it. I was like, I need to put this on repeat.
I think that one is the like one of the most like kind of maybe traditional poppy kind of sound, like kind of dancey. Which I really liked about it. I think that's also why I go to it a lot because I kind of like that music. So I'm like, oh, this one's like a jam, and I just put it on and like kind of and Respectless is kind of like that too. So I'm like, oh, those are two kind of go-tos. Like whenever I'm looking at the soundtrack and I'm like, which one am I gonna just like put on real fast? And it's like that.
Yeah, I was telling chat
the
that
other ones are so like emotional and so like great for the characters.
I
know.
And I'm like, I think it's amazing listening to the soundtrack as well, and going through all those the highs and the lows and the uplifting and the downtrodden songs. I think it's a really great like rainbow of emotions there. Chat's like, what about Loser Baby? We love all the songs. They're all great.
I said Loser Baby. I brought it up. And also, here's the thing. Loser Baby is undeniably everyone's favorite song. And so I'm like, dude, that song gets so much love. We can share some of the love with someone else. But no, like Loser Baby undeniably is a special song. Loser Baby and Poison. I feel like episode 4 has the two strongest songs within the same episode, right? I think they are complementary to each other, and I also just think the performances from Blake and Keith are just so good, and like so those ones are very special to me. That episode's also very special to me because I that was one of the episodes that I had conceptualized very, very early on during the pilot days, and I co-wrote, so it was like a very, very, very special episode. And yes, I love Loser Baby a lot. It's a great song.
No, one of my faves is More Than Anything, and the reprise, obviously.
More Than Anything is so pretty. Yeah, that one's just pretty. That was one of the first songs I think they wrote, and it was the one that I was like, it gave me very Greatest Showman vibes, which was a huge influence on Lucifer. So I was like, oh, that's so perfect. Yes, I do too. I love Patrick and Paul are two of my favorite songwriter teams.
Man,
so
The Boys, Greatest Showman. We have a lot of shows in common. That's so funny. Oh, I love it. Yeah,
I feel like really, if you can like The Boys and The Greatest Showman at the same time, we absolutely should say and you will absolutely enjoy Hazbin because it's literally DNA is just between those two things.
Agreed. Yes. And a reminder that all of season 1 is up on Prime Video. Chat, you can use Hazbin Hotel in chat or the pinned chat comment to watch the whole show. If you have not watched it, right after this this stream is a great time to binge it because you don't gotta wait week to week like I did.
No, you don't. Yeah, it's a very fun watch altogether. Like I really do feel like everything. The pacing feels a lot more natural, like kind of all together, because it feels like it's just one big movie almost. Like, that's the story.
Do you recommend possibly watching the pilot and then watching if nobody's ever seen anything?
I recommend the pilot. It's funny. I've seen some people say that they go back and watch the pilot after, and it's like, I think either works. You can either start with the pilot or jump right into the series and then go back to the pilot. I think either works, but I do think the pilot is a nice supplementary, like additional dose of those characters, obviously, and it obviously sets up. The big thing it does is it sets up Alistair in a way that we didn't get to do in the series. So, I do think that's fun.
Yeah,
about
so
the
true.
pilot.
Yeah, go watch the
And
pilot,
it is
chat.
on YouTube.
Get it up to 100 million views. It's almost there.
Yes. Oh my
A
God,
goal.
yeah.
That's gonna be crazy. I hope you celebrate when it does hit it.
Absolutely. That's so cool. Like, that's so many. Holy shit.
Oh
Wow.
man. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it, and I know chat's been really excited too.
Of course. Thank you. I had tons of fun. This was great. And thank you guys so much for watching and being here. And thank you.
And I think I'll see you at Level Up Expo.
Yes.
You're also announced for that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's gonna be a blast.
That's gonna be a crazy
so
one. Yeah, a bunch of the cast is going to that one. So chat if you're going to Level Up. Also recommend that. But yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be it's as of the second, obviously, like things could change, but as of the second, I believe Erica, Amir Blake, Alex Brightman, which I think this will be his first con appearance. I'm not positive, but I think so, which would be awesome. And then Vivienne Nixon, Bryce Pinkham, Richard Horvitz, Brandon, and Erica Lindbeck from the Hell of a Boss cast as well.
The whole crew.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I love Erica.
Lots of people.
I was watching The Boys with Erica.
Oh yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, she's great. Oh my God, it's gonna be the whole crew there. I'm very, very excited. I'll have to wave to you guys. We'll probably be on other sides of the of the con, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, we will definitely say hi.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Hey, well, have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you again for chatting. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. And good luck with everything. I'm very excited to see where the fans and where everyone takes everything. It's gonna be it's gonna be great.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I can't wait. I'm gonna get back to work.
Yeah.
The next season.
I know you're very, very busy. I'll let you go. Thank you so much, Vivienne. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. This has been great. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Have a good one.
Right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, so cool. Oh, so sweet. I love it. And if you guys do not follow Vivienne Medrano over on socials, I have her little at right here on screen if you want to go follow her. She's Vizzy Pop over on Twitter. And make sure you also go follow Hazbin Hotel over on Twitter as well. They will be uploading all of the updates and stuff, and maybe some cool little sneak peeks. Who knows? You got to follow along to find out. Will this be uploaded later so you can rewatch? Yes, this will be up on my VOD channel. But yeah, huge thank you to Prime Video for sponsoring today's stream. I'm not going to end stream just yet. I feel like we should maybe chat more about Hazbin. I saw many of you guys asking questions that I couldn't quite ask Vivienne. I didn't want to throw too many curveballs at her that are possible spoiler related ones. But I appreciate the love, and I definitely did see a lot of you guys posting. Learning to dance for Loser Baby later. Wait, I love that. I love it. We're happy with what we got. That's so funny. Oh my. But yeah, please feel free to use the command Hazbin Hotel in chat to generate links to go check out season 1. You guys should definitely go also watch the pilot over on YouTube to get that to 100 million views. That is crazy. God, I can't believe it's been 4 years since the pilot came out. It feels like a million years ago, but also like yesterday. Oh my. Pet the mods. Thank you, mods. Yeah, huge shout out to the mods for today. I know that the chat was a little bit crazier than normal, so thank you so much. The pilot is so good. Yeah, I think it's amazing seeing the pilot transform into the full series. Yeah. We haven't had my dogs bark a single time today. I'm so proud of them. Me, oh my. It's insane being there when the pilot aired and now seeing it as a full show. Agreed. And it's crazy being a fan of the pilot and now 4 years later, being able to interview, I guess, the creator of the show. I think that's really cool, really awesome. Oh, how times change, how things fly by. A karaoke stream. Oh, I'd love to do a little karaoke stream. Karaoke stream, but just of the Hazbin Hotel songs. I love that she really loves Respectless. That makes me really happy. And that she's a huge fan of Serpentis. I mean, obviously she's the creator, so she's going to be a huge fan of everything, but it's really cool to hear what sort of things stick out the most in the moment. What are we even talking about? She loves Loser Baby too. That makes me so happy. Aw. Yeah, I saw someone in chat say that they're like a huge, she's a huge inspiration for them drawing, which I think is amazing. I think it's so important as a creator to find other creators that inspire you, because I think seeing creators that you respect and admire succeed to these kind of heights is even more inspiring for your own creativity. I think it's just amazing to watch as a creator myself. Did we find out if Egg Boys go to heaven too? No, I wasn't. I can't ask anything spoilery for season 2. The most I could really, we chatted about what she's excited for season 2 and stuff, but we don't want to get into any crazy spoilers, but we can always speculate what happens to the Egg Boys. What do you think happens? What do you think happens to the Egg Boys? I like to believe that they're in heaven with Serpentis. Like, what a cute scene would that be if he turned around and he was like, "My boys!" and they're there with him. I saw really cute art that they're like the baby chicks that they hatch. And they're like little baby chicks in heaven, which I think is the cutest idea. We'll see if it comes to fruition. As she said, the roadmap is already set and stuff. So, yeah, we'll have to see what is on the docket. We'll have to see. I love that she I love that she likes that she said that she likes posts that divert from she likes things that possibly are true and things that are very far off from happening. I think that deception is hysterical. It's definitely something I would do. I think it's hysterical. I think they would be baby snakes. Do you think they're his kids though? Is that what you think? Interesting. We'll have to see. I think if they were little chicks though, wouldn't that be even more adorable for his character though? Because snakes would eat chicken eggs, But wouldn't it be adorable if he treated them like his own sons, even though they are normally a prey animal? Wouldn't that be even more adorable for his redemption in heaven? Not all snakes. I guess. But listen here. We're talking about the rough majority. I think it'd be kind of funny. That's just me as a fan speculating, though. I don't know anything. I am not a knower. I'm just a fan like you guys. So I'm just speaking from fan point. My, oh my. Yeah, I'm very excited to see who voices Lilith. We'll see. Oh, I can't wait. I hope she has like an incredible song. I have my own little fan theories about Lilith. We'll see, we'll see. It's not me. No. No. Let's hear them. You want to hear my fan theory about Lilith? Just as a fan? I think that Lilith is going to be a siren character. Because there's those scenes where they talk about her enchanting voice, how she can captivate all of hell with the sound of her voice. And then she's on the beach in that last scene, near the ocean. I don't know, man. I feel like it might be some siren stuff. We'll see. but as a siren myself, maybe I'm a little biased. I don't know. The moment they mentioned singing, I went, siren? Might explain the potential Alistair meetup. Yes, there's lots of fan speculation that the Alistair and Lilith thing is combined, and would it not behoove a siren to make a deal with somebody that can broadcast their voice to all of hell? How very Uta of her. I don't know. That's just me as a fan speculating. As I mentioned in this stream, what's that meme? Charlie Day? That meme of him with the wall and all the different notes and the red string going left and right. That's me. I love watching a TV show or a movie and trying to figure out where the plot is going. Charlie Day, yeah. What's Pepe Silva? Pepe Sylvia? What is that? That's the meme? Huh? Charlie Day meme, you goober. Don't use the you goober on me. Oh no. Oh no. I'll send you a clip of it later. I bet. Oh my. Well, what do we want to do with the rest of today's stream? Who is my favorite character? I love Lucifer and Sir Pentious, I think. I think they're my favorite. You're a loser, baby, a loser, goddamn baby. Oh, we can't watch Hazbin, unfortunately. Oh, a little Hazbin Smasher Pass? Might be planning something regarding that in the future. We're gonna see more Coral Island? We could play a little bit of it, I guess. Let me BRB real fast. I'm gonna go fill my water back up. But in the meantime, definitely use those links to check out Hazbin Hotel over on Prime Video. And if you don't have a Prime account, you can sign up for a free trial. And did you know that if you have a Prime account, you can subscribe to a streamer here on Twitch for free once every month? One streamer once every month? Did you know? Oh my God, look at this. You can you can hit multiple birds with one stone. Okay, let me BRB real fast. I'll be right back.